The smile hack that changes everything. There's a strange moment in every human life. A moment when the world feels heavier than it should. When the alarm clock sounds like a warning. When responsibilities pile up faster than hope. When your dreams feel distant. When your confidence feels borrowed. When your heart quietly whispers, "I don't know if I can keep doing this." And in those moments, most people search for something massive. A life-changing breakthrough. A new opportunity. A miracle. A secret strategy. A perfect plan. But what if the thing that could begin changing everything was something so simple that most people overlook it every single day? A smile. Not the fake smile people wear to hide pain. Not the forced smile people use to impress strangers. Not the plastic smile of social media perfection. Something deeper. Something older. Something profoundly human. A conscious smile. A smile that says, "I am still here." Because life has a way of testing that statement. It tests it when you fail. It tests it when people betray you. It tests it when the person you love walks away. It tests it when your efforts go unnoticed. It tests it when the future becomes uncertain. And in those moments, the easiest thing to lose is not your money, not your status, not even your opportunity. The easiest thing to lose is your spirit. You see, most people think emotions create facial expressions, but psychology discovered something fascinating. Sometimes the reverse is also true. Your facial expression can influence your emotional state. The body talks to the mind. The mind talks back to the body. A conversation is always happening inside you, and a smile changes that conversation. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to genuinely smile and feel completely defeated at the exact same moment? How difficult it is to smile and stay trapped in anger. How difficult it is to smile and remain completely hopeless. A smile interrupts the emotional pattern. It breaks the momentum of darkness. Not because problems disappear, but because your relationship with those problems begins to change. The strongest people in history understood this instinctively. Not because they lived easy lives, but because they refused to let suffering dictate the atmosphere of their soul. Imagine two people facing the same storm, the same loss, the same obstacle, the same uncertainty. One person collapses internally before the battle even begins. The other takes a breath, lifts their head, offers a small smile, and says, "Let's see what happens." The circumstances may be identical, but their energy is completely different. And energy shapes action. Action shapes results. Results shape destiny. Sometimes destiny changes because someone smiled when everyone expected them to surrender. A smile is not weakness. It is rebellion. A rebellion against fear, against despair, against emotional slavery, against the voice inside your head that constantly predicts disaster. The smile says, "You may have my struggle, but you don't have my spirit." That is power, real power, because anyone can smile when life is beautiful. The extraordinary skill is learning to smile when life becomes difficult. That smile becomes a declaration, a refusal, a statement that your circumstances will not become your identity. Look carefully at the people who inspire you, the leaders, the visionaries, the resilient souls, the people who survived impossible situations and somehow emerged stronger. They were not always confident. They were not always fearless. They were not always certain, but they carried a certain light, a certain presence, a certain warmth, and often that warmth began with a smile. Not because everything was okay, but because they chose not to surrender their humanity. And maybe that's what many of us need right now. Not another productivity hack, not another self-help formula, not another motivational quote saved on a phone. Maybe we need to remember what it means to remain human, to remain hopeful, to remain open-hearted, to remain alive inside, because somewhere along the way, many people stopped smiling, not physically, spiritually. They became serious about everything, serious about success, serious about failure, serious about status, serious about proving themselves. And in that seriousness, they lost something precious: wonder, presence, joy, connection. The smile brings you back to this moment, back to gratitude, back to perspective, back to the realization that life is not merely a problem to solve. It is also an experience to live. Think of the people around you, the cashier, the security guard, the colleague, the exhausted parent, the lonely stranger. You have no idea what battles they are fighting, no idea what burdens they are carrying, no idea how close they may be to giving up. And yet one genuine smile can alter the emotional climate of an entire interaction. A smile can communicate respect without words, compassion without explanation, hope without promises. Sometimes the smallest act creates the largest ripple. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all is that the smile changes you first, before it changes anyone else. It softens the heart, relaxes the body, opens the mind, creates space between stimulus and reaction. It reminds you that you are more than your stress, more than your fear, more than your temporary circumstances. You are a conscious human being capable of choosing your response. That choice is freedom. That choice is power. That choice is transformation. So the next time life feels overwhelming, when your goals seem distant, when your confidence feels weak, when uncertainty surrounds you, pause, take a breath, lift your head, and smile. Not because everything is perfect, but because you refuse to let imperfection steal your spirit. Smile because you are still fighting. Smile because you are still learning. Smile because you're still growing. Smile because you're still here. And sometimes, that is more than enough. If this message touched something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, so more people can discover the power hidden in the simplest human gesture. Leave a comment and tell us what made you smile today. Subscribe for more transformational content designed to strengthen your mind, elevate your spirit, and awaken your highest potential. And remember, your life may not change in a single day, but the energy you bring into that day can change your life. Keep growing, keep believing, keep moving forward, and never underestimate the smile that changes everything.